The purpose of the video is to get a little knowledge of cold calling and what it sort of takes to get in front of a service director like Eddie himself, and how hard it is, and what first impressions, sort of what it takes to get there.
We always think we're too busy, or we really are too busy. And you know, the last person we want to talk to is a vendor, especially one that we don't ever think we're going to do business with. Usually I get their card, as soon as I see them walk out, it goes in the trash.
Yeah.
Even that day, I remember you were so friendly and you're smiling, and you said, "I just want to pop in for a second." You shook my hand. I'm thinking, I got stuff to do. I wish this guy would go away. But I remember your smile. That was the biggest first part. And I said, "Well, I'm real happy with my vendor right now." And I remember, I don't know if you remember this or not, but you said,
Yeah.
"Don't worry, we'll be doing business someday." And I said, "Probably not," you know.
Yeah.
And you left. It felt like every week. Maybe it wasn't, but I was constantly seeing you cutting up with the advisors, meeting some of the techs, and that went on for almost 2 years. I just remember thinking, man, this guy. I remember seeing you bring him breakfast, and I was thinking, man, this guy's. The reason this is so emotional for me is because the other company vendor that I had, I was with them for 21 years, and I thought they were family or you know, my friends, and their service was pretty good. I just didn't know what it was like until after you started doing business with you. Your service was so much better. But it really hit me one day when I heard you out there and you were saying hi to all my advisors and you knew every one of their names. And I thought, the guy I've been using for 21 years, I don't know that he knows maybe 2 people's names. And you knew all the names of the techs, and you just knew them really well. It's like you were an employee there. One day they came in, they did the training, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna call Brandon and see what he's got. You know, he's been working his, I think, butt off for 2 years trying to get in front of me. And you know, us service managers, we have people guarding us, like cashiers
Right.
and
Yeah.
advisors. Don't let any vendors come to my office today.
Mm-hmm.
So I know your chemical is fantastic, but it's your service that just really wowed me. I remember my parts manager came in about 2 weeks after you'd been there working, and he said, "I think that was the easiest vendor switch I've ever seen in my career." And I said, "You're exactly right. I mean, you did everything. We didn't have to do anything." I remember asking, "Hey, can I help you?" You go, "Nope, we got it." And you made it look easy. It couldn't have been, but you made it look really easy. You, all your staff. And I remember the first month with the old company that I've been using forever, we were $7,000 to $10,000 a month. And my first month with you, we hit 30,000. You're training the techs, you're training the advisors, you're there all the time. And I feel like you're here 3 or 4 days a week. I mean, I talk to you on the phone nearly every day, and I thought I was special, but I talked to your other customers, and they say you talk to them almost every day. So maybe you need to call me twice a day. I'm hearing stories of you around town of great things that you've done. And I remember I didn't even really know if this was true or not. So I heard it from somebody else, and then I called the service manager who I know, and he said it was true. And I remember one day none of his advisors showed up for work on a Saturday. He didn't know what to do. I don't know if he called you or if you just happened to be there, but you called your other employees, y'all came in and wrote service for the whole day. And I was like, you know what, I'm firing my other company. And I tell everybody many stories about you like that. I didn't realize how hard vendors' jobs were until the last 3 or 4 years, because it's a cold call. I think it's all about networking.
Sure.
Like the people that I called that you guys wrote service for that day, and seeing what you're doing. But, you know, I feel duped by the old company that I had for 21 years. They were just parts deliveries. The only time I'd see them was when they wanted to sell me something more, or I called them for training. And you know, I've been #1 with BG before. I was with Bardolph for a long time. I had Wins for a minute. None of them came close to the service that you deliver. I'm not just saying this because we're on camera, but you're my favorite vendor now. I mean, I feel like you guys, all of you guys, are part of our family.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's big to us, is being a part of your team and your family. That's what takes us, I think, to another level.
Yeah, it's hard for you guys to get in front of somebody, and I think networking is where it's at. That's what can get you in.
We got in front of you after a couple of years. What we did and the aftermath, and how important that is for networking and the snowball, especially here in Dallas, of what we do day to day and how we follow through what we say we're going to do, and how important that is that we're not just a drop ship company.
Not at all. I mean, you did everything you said you were going to do and beyond. I mean, from this kind of stuff to the chemicals that we put in everybody's car in here, and it gives our advisors power to tell the customer what they get. Some of them go, "Are you telling me this is in every oil change?" Yeah, every oil change. We do that for you and your families. And I think your story is amazing. I mean, Dallas has 8 million people in it. I think, maybe encouraging it. There's 350 car dealers here in our town.
At least, yeah, I think you're correct.
Yeah. So that networking and that story and that follow-up is what enables me to, and I tell everybody I can, anybody that'll listen, if a dealership calls me, and I just got a call from a Land Rover store the other day, and he's like, and he's younger, so he knows I've been doing it a while. He's like, "Eddie, what can I do? I've opened as many hoods as I can. The advertising is getting us a certain amount of cars, but how can I get more gross?" And I said, "Have you talked to Brandon with Justice Brothers yet?" And he's like, "Not yet." So I called you immediately. Now you guys got a meeting set up, and they got 3 stores. So, you pick up those 3 stores. Not to mention these younger service managers, they're going to go be service managers somewhere else, and advisors.
That's right.
I can tell you right now that every advisor that I have, if they become service managers in the next 5 years, they're calling Brandon.
Eddie, in closing, if you could give our guys one word, what it took to close your store, what would that be?
I would say consistency.
Cold calling is super important, but it's also the follow through. It's the networking, and that's the important side to, I think, what we do and the success to us out here in Texas. Partners, we're friends, we're family.
Yeah, we are.
Sort of in this crazy car game together. So I'm thankful to have you.